morning everyone. In the previous videos, I was explaining you about the globalization, different topics. So we have to learn about the globalization. So definition of the globalization: Arab Springs, production across the countries, interlinking production across the countries, foreign trade and integration of markets, foreign trade and integration of markets, MNCs and globalization, factors that have enabled globalization, factors that have enabled globalization. So liberalization of foreign trade, foreign investment policy, etc. we have learned in the previous videos. Today I would like to explain you about the World Trade Organization. World Trade Organization is the international organization. It was initiated by the developed countries. World Trade Organization initiated by the developed countries. So the main aim of World Trade Organization is to liberalization of foreign trade, free movement. It is worked for free movement of goods and services in between the countries, free movement of investment in between the countries. So the World Trade Organization, there are 150 members are there in World Trade Organization. So the main aim is the liberal trade, but sometimes the developed countries who were established the World Trade Organization, they are unfairly retaining the rules and regulations of World Trade Organization. The developed countries themselves, they are retaining or violating the rules and regulations of World Trade Organization. This is caused to suffering the developing countries. For example, America. In America, agriculture share is only very less, 1% of the share, and employment is also 0.5% of the employment who are dependent on the agriculture in America, very less percentage. In spite of that, America was providing large subsidies to the 80% of the subsidies they are providing to the farmers. So by the subsidies, the farmers are producing large quantity of goods with less cost. They are not putting investment, farmers are not putting investments. The government only providing the investments to the farmers. So the farmers were producing large quantity of goods with low cost. So that is dominating the international market. Actually, under the rules of World Trade Organization, they do not give the much subsidies to the farmers. According to the rule, the countries do not give much subsidies to the farmers. but they violating the rules. America was violating the rules and giving more subsidies to the farmers. That is affected other countries. So that is about the World Trade Organization. There are 150 member countries are there. So the World Trade Organization was made the rules and regulations of international market. How we have to do the international market like that. They made the rules and regulations and giving guidelines to the international market. Foreign trade control, totally controlled the foreign trade by the World Trade Organization. So this is about the World Trade Organization. Now we are going to another topic, that is impact of globalization in India. The globalization was caused the advantages as well as some disadvantages also there by the globalization. The most of the people, or the well educated people and rich consumers and well off people, means rich people in urban areas, they are mostly benefited by the globalization. They are getting good quality of products with low costs in urban areas. So their living standards are high by the globalization. And also educated and skilled people are getting jobs in the globalization. By the globalization, the more and more MNC companies are set up across the countries. So they are appointed, they are doing markets, so they appointed the sales executives, salesmen, and also they have set up many showrooms and manufacturing units. So these all are generating employment. Most of the employment is generating by the MNC companies into the service sector, like call center employees, BPO, accounts, packages, and healthcare centers. So like that, the call centers and BPOs were and other services generated by the globalization. The MNC companies are generating large employment in India. So at the same time, some disadvantages also there, and the small manufacturers also getting some benefits. So the MNC companies are giving the orders to the small companies, and the MNC companies bulk of purchasings they are doing from the they are purchasing from the small companies in India. So like the small companies are getting orders and they are producing production and sales to MNC companies. Right? A section of the people are getting benefited by the globalization. At the same time, some section of the people are not getting benefited by the globalization, especially in the rural areas. Village people, rural people are not so much benefited by the globalization. Uneducated people, unskilled people are not benefited by the globalization. So it is important to implement the fair globalization. It is generate the benefits to all the people. So in India, some other advantages of globalization. Some section of the people are not getting benefited. In spite of that, some large industries in India which were benefited by the globalization. like Tata Motors, automobile industry, Ranbaxy, medical industry, Infosys, information and technology, Infosys IT, industry, Sundaram, fasteners, nut and bolt industry, Asian Paints, paint industry. So the etc. Some more industries in India, large industries also changed into as a MNC companies. So these are doing huge business, international business. These industries are owned and controlled production more than one countries. So like Indian companies, large companies also benefited by the globalization. These industries were changed into as a MNC companies, multinational companies. At the same time, some disadvantages I was explaining you, that the village people not much benefited by the globalization. Uneducated people and unskilled workers are denied. They are not getting benefited by the globalization. So now we are going to another topic, that is the struggle for fair globalization. Globalization having some benefits, at the same time some disadvantages we have discussed. So the struggle for fair globalization. How can we implement the fair globalization? Fair globalization, if we can possible, if we can implement the fair globalization in India, that is resulted that the more the all section of the people can benefit equally by the globalization. What we can do to implement the fair globalization in India? So the government should take the initiatives and implement the labor laws. The labor laws implement properly, and the laborers should be provided the benefits what are by the government. So that is one of the like that the unskilled and laborers can get the benefit. And also the government was imposed the trade barriers barriers over the foreign trade, and barriers over the foreign investments should be implemented, should be imposed under the WTO rules and regulations. So our India was already signed in WTO, World Trade Organization. So we have to follow the rules and regulations, whatever the prescribed by WTO, World Trade Organization. But under the rules, we cannot violate the rules of WTO. But under the WTO, we can. It is possibility. If it is possible to impose the barriers over the foreign trade, as well as barriers over the investments, foreign investments can impose over them, that is little bit benefited to the local producers. Actually, the local producers were suffering by the MNC companies. Thousands of local companies were closed due to the MNC companies. So the one of the example is also given in our textbooks. Ravi, he was belongs to Tamil Nadu state. He has a industry. So conductors, he is making the conductors is making the capacitors. Sorry, it is making the capacitors. He has a small industry. It is making capacitors and supplying to TV companies and electronics and other electronics companies. He supplied in 1992. His company was grown and he get the profit and he was employed. He was also generate the employment to 20 people. So he gave employment to the 20 people like that. His industry was run smoothly without any issue. He did not imagine that he did not expect that he did get loss in their business, but the things were changed by the globalization. So in 2002, the MNC company, the capacitors, the MNC company who is making capacitors, that is made agreement with Indian companies. The MNC capacitors making, the MNC company which is made the agreement with local companies, TV manufacturing companies and other electronic companies, and the MNC company produced the large quantity of capacitors, with low cost when compared to Ravi's capacitors company. Then automatically Ravi was lost his business, and the MNC company's capacitors get the high demand in Indian market, in Tamil Nadu market. So he lost the orders. He did not get much orders. The Ravi did not get much orders from television companies and other companies. Then he was reduced his business, and only the below 5 persons only working in his industry in 2002. When compared to 1992, there are 20 people are working in the Ravi's company, but in 2002 it was reduced. Only 5 people are working in that company. So like the thousands of companies in metropolitan cities like Tamil Nadu, in Hyderabad, Bengaluru, these small companies were closed by the producers. Why? Because they did not survive. The MNC companies totally dominating the market, and producing large quantity of goods with less cost. So like thousands of small companies were affected and closed. So this is one of the example was given in our textbook, how the struggling for by the MNC companies. So next we are discussing about the small topic, that is the other issues. So in box information is there, the World Bank. So World Bank is having 2 organs, IBRD, International Banks Reconstruction Development. International Bank Reconstruction Development is one of the agency. Another one is IDA, International Development Association. These two are the different agencies. As together we have called as the World Bank. In each agency there are 170 member countries. Member countries are there. They are involving and they are making the policies. So World Bank was providing funds to the developing countries. So World Bank through the IMF, means International Monetary Fund, providing the loans and other financial aid to the other countries. So World Bank and World Trade Organization, IMF. These all are the dominating by the developed countries. Mostly USA having high voting rights. 16% of the America USA voting value is 16% voting value it had. Why? Because it is a capitalist economy, so that's why the largest developed country. So America was having more voting rights, 16% of the voting rights. Next, the Japan, Germany, UK, France having 3 to 6% of the voting rights. Japan, Germany, UK, France having 3 to 6% of the value of vote of their vote. So like these countries are dominating, the developed countries are mostly dominated the international market as well as the World Bank and other places. So it is need to how can we the struggle for the unfair fair globalization means this is now present days the developed countries need to make a organization. So similar countries, developing countries like India and some other countries make a organization and fight for fair implementation of rules and regulations which were prescribed by the World Trade Organization, which were prescribed by the developed countries. It is need to make the organization developing countries and fight for implement the rules, fair rules, equal rules and implement the rules and regulations of the World Trade Organization. Equally follow the all countries must be equally follow and also fight for the equal rights in between the countries. So like the USA having high voting value, next India and China having voting value more than compared to other developing countries and poor countries. So this is about the globalization. So these are topics and whatever the points I was explaining will come under the globalization. Thank you.